to Pro FC 16. Get ready for an electrifying night of combat sports as Pro FC takes over the Princess Vegas Hotel and Casino in Corazon on Saturday, May 17th, 2025. Witness 14 adrenaline-fueled fights featuring the fiercest competitors from Belize, Mexico, Canada, and Guatemala, all battling for glory and supremacy in the ring. Pro FC 16. Don't just watch the action. Be part of it. Pro FC 16, exclusive on the Express Plus app.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Good evening with your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has confirmed the troubling resurgence of locally transmitted malaria cases in Santa Elena Town and Cristo Rey Village, marking the first instances of local transmission in over 6 years. This significant development poses a challenge to the country's ongoing efforts to prevent the re-establishment of malaria. The initial confirmed case emerged on January 17th, followed by additional cases detected on March 11th and April 5th. Out of the 4 cases confirmed in 2025, 3 have been attributed to local transmission, while 1 case is classified as imported from Petén, Guatemala. The cases were identified through routine surveillance conducted at both public and private healthcare facilities, underscoring the importance of vigilance in health monitoring. In response to this alarming situation, the Vector Control Program is implementing comprehensive measures in collaboration with regional health surveillance officers. These measures include house-to-house fever screening, mosquito control activities, including fogging and larviciding, and community awareness campaigns to educate residents on the symptoms and prevention of malaria. All identified patients have received appropriate medical treatment under supervision, testing negative upon follow-up. In addition, the ministry has activated enhanced surveillance along the western border, particularly focusing on the Santa Elena neighborhoods of Santa Cruz and Hillview, as well as Cristo Rey Village. Healthcare teams are actively screening individuals who currently exhibit or have recently experienced fever symptoms within the past 30 days. Residents exhibiting fever and chills, particularly those who have traveled to neighboring countries recently, are urged to visit the nearest health facility for complimentary malaria testing. On Monday, during a press conference, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, Director of Public Health and Wellness, addressed inquiries regarding the malaria cases. While acknowledging the current situation, she stressed that certification of elimination does not guarantee the absence of all cases. Instead, it reflects a sustained reduction below a specified threshold assessed by the World Health Organization, WHO, over consecutive years.
Well, we actually do have an interview scheduled to discuss the malaria situation. But I think that for this purpose, we should stick to to measles, and then we could address malaria at another interview. And just to advise you that when we, as a ministry, state that we have eliminated or we have received certification of elimination, many times it doesn't mean that there's zero case, but you have fallen below a certain threshold. And we also, WHO looks at consecutive years of how the country has responded before they can determine whether that certification has been removed or whether we remain with the certification. So it's not a hard and fast one-off case and your certification has been removed.
The ministry emphasizes the critical importance of preventing mosquito bites. They encourage the public to use insect repellent, especially for those traveling to neighboring countries. Moreover, residents are advised to use bed nets, maintain clean surroundings, and eliminate standing water around their homes to thwart mosquito breeding. While the emergence of these locally transmitted cases raises concerns, Belize remains steadfast in its commitment to uphold its malaria-free status, which was first achieved in June 2023. Continued public cooperation and adherence to preventative measures will be crucial in combating this resurgence and protecting community health. Malaria, a febrile disease caused by parasites and transmitted to humans through the bites of infected Anopheles mosquitoes, presents symptoms such as fever, chills, and sweating, typically occurring in cycles every 48 to 72 hours. The Ministry of Health is also actively monitoring a concerning rise in whooping cough cases across Mexico, with over 600 reported infections to date. Health officials are intensifying their focus on vaccination efforts, emphasizing this as a critical measure in curbing the spread of the highly contagious respiratory disease. Dr. Natalia Largasparda-Beer, Technical Advisor for Maternal and Child Health, highlighted the alarming trend, noting that unvaccinated children are particularly vulnerable to contracting whooping cough.
Name's Tyson. Welcome to Tulsa.
Dive into an adventure like never before with Express Plus app. Experience the thrill of power and redemption with Tulsa King.
This situation is not going to be controllable for much longer.
Unlock the secrets of the supernatural with a discovery of witches. Enter the epic saga of Yellowstone.
I'm God who runs this valley.
Top.
We have, as part of the expanded program on immunization, we have the surveillance of vaccine preventable diseases, and whooping cough is included there. We have had some small outbreaks almost nearly every year, but one factor is unvaccinated children. So we have had small clusters of persons infected with whooping cough, but there are children not vaccinated, unvaccinated children.
Whooping cough, also known as pertussis, is an infection that can be especially severe in infants and young children. It is characterized by severe coughing, fits that can lead to breathing difficulties and serious complications. While the disease is vaccine preventable, a rise in cases often correlates with lower vaccination rates within the population. Multiple residents of the Orange Walk district filed reports claiming to have fallen victim to a land sales scam allegedly orchestrated by Cecilio Catalino Mesh, also known as Lino. Authorities reported that numerous individuals were led to believe they were purchasing land from Mesh, who has yet to provide the promised land titles despite receiving substantial payments. Mariela Ramirez, a 40-year-old housewife residing in Orange Walk Town, reported making a total of $990 in cash payments to Mesh, between November 2nd and December 11th, 2024. Ramirez stated that she made her payments for a piece of land in the Pettville area. Despite several payments, she has not received any land title or documentation to validate her transaction. In a similar case, Julian Perez, a 65-year-old farmer from Guinea Grass Village, also stepped forward to share his experience, reporting that he made 15 cash payments totaling $11,531 Belize dollars to Mesh over 3 months, July, August, and September 2024. Like Ramirez, Perez alleged he is yet to receive any land documents or even receipts to acknowledge the transactions. And then there is the case of Diliam Marisol Guerra, a 45-year-old self-employed resident of Moho River Street, who addressed her voice to the growing list of complaints. Guerra stated she made a series of payments amounting to $4,125 Belize dollars to Mesh in October and November 2024, yet has not seen no evidence of land ownership or documentation. Authorities are currently investigating the situation and are actively pursuing Mesh regarding these allegations. Coming up next, we speak to the Junior Farmer of the Year. Stay tuned.
Have you seen Lori?
Check in at the White Lotus, where paradise turns into a playground for the privileged, and every sun-soaked moment is dripping with intrigue. Stream The
Have a
White
wonderful
Lotus
last
on
day.
HBO Max, available with Centaur.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Yesterday, during the second part of the case management conference for Elmer Nah, who faces triple murder charges, one of his attorneys unexpectedly withdrew from the proceedings, leaving him with only one legal representative. The conference convened in the High Court, presiding over by Justice Nigel Pilgrim. Only attorney Lyndon Jones was present on behalf of Nah, while Trinidadian attorney Peter Taylor and his legal team were notably absent, raising questions about Taylor's sudden exit from the case. Justice Pilgrim addressed the situation, confirming Taylor's withdrawal after Jones acknowledged his awareness of the move, which had been formally documented and filed with the court. In his letter of withdrawal, Taylor cited his client's discontent with his representation during the previous case management conference held on April 1, 2025, asserting, "Mr. Nah expressed dissatisfaction with my representation, and on that basis, I feel obligated to withdraw my service." Following this unexpected development, Jones presented several important applications to the court. His first request was to allocate time for voir dire proceedings during the final week of May. He emphasized the necessity for 3 distinct voir dires. The first, to determine the admissibility of Vivian Ramnarese's statement. The second to evaluate the video testimony from Romney Reese concerning a photo array, and the third to address a lost video that should have captured the shooting incident. Jones also sought court permission for a site visit to various locations pertinent to the case, including the scene of the shootings, Nas' residence, and the alleged pig farm where Nak claims to have been on the night of the murders. Justice Pilgrim approved this request, instructing both parties to compile a comprehensive list of all locations that require inspection. Moreover, Jones made a substantial request to summon ASP Dervin Sambula, currently a magistrate, and ACP Alford Greenwich to provide testimony in Nas' defense. He further asked for enhanced footage of the shooting from the government of Belize, as Special Prosecutor Terrence Williams from Jamaica noted he would pursue clarification on this request. Lastly, Jones requested a transcript of the photo array video to address apparent inconsistencies between the Crown's narrative and the recorded evidence, a request that Justice Pilgrim deemed sensible and indicated he would follow up for further assistance. Elmer now remains in custody at the Belize Central Prison and is scheduled to return for the concluding part of the case management conference on May 16, 2025. The first of the scheduled void doors is set for May 26 to the 29th, 2025, leading up to Nas' trial, which is tentatively slated to commence on June 6, 2025. The National Agriculture and Trade Show takes place at the end of May at the showgrounds in Belmopan and is expected to attract thousands of Belizeans from across the country. Every year, one of the main highlights of the three-day event is the selection and recognition of the Farmers of the Year in male, female, and junior categories. Earlier this week, the National Trade Show announced the winners of this year, including Junior Farmer of the Year, which was awarded to Orange Walk resident Carrillo. Earlier today, we visited Carrillo at his farm, and he gave us a tour of his impressive farmlands.
25-year-old Juan Ricardo Carrillo was born into the business of agriculture, working in the fields with his father from a very young age. As a teen, Carrillo stepped away from farming. However, his passion and love for the earth and his fields, along with his dedication, led him back to the business of agriculture. Along with his younger brother and his elderly grandfather, Carrillo now runs an impressive farm in the community of San Lazaro, where they successfully engage in livestock production, as well as a notable vegetable rotation which runs all year long. And it is his hard work and dedication that led Carrillo to gain recognition as Junior Farmer of the Year 2025.
Lo vengo haciendo desde que yo tenía 12 años junto con mi papá, y pues él lo dejó y después yo lo seguí solo. Y después pues yo lo dejé también y mi hermanito lo quiso seguir, pues él me dijo que lo hagamos y entre yo y él y mi abuelo estamos aquí dándole. No, lo que nosotros normalmente crecemos aquí es tomate, repollo, chile dulce y cilantro. Pues para mí es un honor estar aquí y mostrarle a los youths que es un ejemplo estar trabajando acá y no andar afuera haciendo otras cosas. Pueden distraer su mente en lo que es la tierra. Es cierto, es algo sucio, algo cansado, pero cuando ves los beneficios es algo bueno.
From sweet corn to tomatoes and watermelons and even coconuts, Carrillo and his loyal companions harvest their produce all year long, which is then sold in their village as well as in the local market in Orange Walk Town.
Pues lo que me gusta más es que estoy junto a mi abuelo y a mi hermanito y con mi familia, pues aquí todos unidos estamos trabajando. Tenemos el guanábano, lo que es la nona, coco.
¿Todo eso ustedes trabajan juntos para?
Sí, todo eso trabajamos juntos.
Para cosecharlo y todo.
Pues para cosecharlo y pues también vendemos.
¿Cómo es ese aspecto en términos de vender para poder saber, ¿no? A dónde lo vendes, el mercado también.
Pues lo que es la verdura, ese sí lo vendemos en unas tiendas en la aldea y la mayoría pues va al mercado, y lo que es el guanábano y el coco más en la aldea.
And while agriculture is not an easy sector, Carrillo says success comes from knowing your market and, most importantly, knowing your crops, tools which he has garnered through support from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Mi consejo es, se hace dinero con las verduras, como dije al principio, es un trabajo sucio, es un trabajo duro y cansado, y pues es algo que a mí me ha gustado y pues yo pienso que a otros les iba a gustar también. Y aquí tenemos la oportunidad que mi abuelo tiene el terreno y él es el que siempre nos ha ayudado en todo acá. Otra cosa que estamos aprendiendo en el programa de Chef es como un crop calendar y lo que más el mercado pide. Y,
¿Han visto el beneficio de ese programa a ustedes aquí?
Pues hasta ahorita sí, porque prácticamente lo estamos practicando.
Extension Officer for the Orange Walk District, Bensford Mangar, works closely along with Carrillo and his family, who he says exemplify the benefit of agriculture. Extension Officer for the Orange Walk District, Bensford Mangar, works closely along with Carrillo and his family, who he says exemplify the benefits of the agriculture sector.
We're proud of being here along with Mr. Carrillo here to see his success, and I encourage him to go on, continue with agriculture, encouraging the youth, let them see the benefits of agriculture. You eat healthy, you have something to eat. If you have a family, your family has something to eat. You have a profit, not a big margin of profits. Big margin come by the size of the field you intend to plant, but that goes by the market availability. So we teach farmers to plant smart, work with the SHEP program, work with the calendar, work with your season, and use the varieties that are climate resilient nowadays. We provide technology to them, especially in trainings on climate resilience activities, on our neighboring countries, what they do, how they do it. They also invite our farmers from here to go to their countries, and we gain those experiences. If you notice, you have the irrigation system here. This is how they are combating the water, insufficient water for the plants in the dry season. They don't have a problem with water right now, but some places in Orange do have that problem. Fortunate for Mr. Carrillo Farm, he doesn't, right? So all of these are mitigation process through SHEP program, through other extension experience activities that we talk to farmers about to know your land and make sure you know what can be planted in your land, what did very bad on your land. We do crop rotations and we encourage them to do a lot of things. But this is a thing that I learned through experience. It's just that you just jump up and want to do this, and then you look the crop go down, and then you look the person get discouraged. You know, for anybody who wants to get in agriculture, we encourage them that this is a trial and error process. It's a matter of time. It's a period of time. You need to have the guidance and the interest on continue doing this. But as well, we encourage you to do that because this is one way of help putting the bread in the basket.
Carrillo, along with Female Farmer of the Year Noemi Requena from the Toledo District and Senior Farmer Gregorio Esquivel from the Carrizal District, will be officially recognized during the National Agriculture and Trade Show, which is scheduled to take place in Belmopan from May 30th to June 1st. Reporting for Ctv3 News, Norma Ruiz.
In October of last year, we showed you as the Palmar Village Council officially inaugurated the Sabalyu Nature Park. Today, that parcel of land is under dispute as the Village Land Committee has voted to have the area subdivided into 12 house lots to be distributed to residents of the village. That decision came following a meeting of the newly established Lands Committee over the weekend. That decision, however, has been met with contention by the Village Council, which fired off a strongly worded letter asking for the decision to be reconsidered since the land in question has already been earmarked as a nature park.
Yes, we have reached out to the Lands Committee via a written letter, telling them that if they proceed, we're going to take it to court. Because if you know, globally right now, green areas are protected. And Belize is moving towards that. Right now, they have the New Land Policy Act, which is coming out, which is being amended, that will ask that any subdivision that is happening within a village, you need to leave green areas. And you know how much subdivision has been made here and we don't have a green area. So this is the first in this area, which serves the children of this area, serves the people of this area. And the entire village could come and recreate here. Because, for example, Sunday we had a successful event here. Everybody was invited to come. So it's for everybody. It's not just for one group.
Village Chairman Orlando Ayuso says the Lands Committee is yet to respond to the letter from the Village Council. However, the hope is for the decision to subdivide the nature park to be reconsidered, or the matter will be taken to the courts.
We held a general meeting in which the persons that were there present are the ones who want the subdivision because they have a malicious agenda. What happened is that the past Lands Committee and the present Lands Committee have a beef going on, and that is known, but it's public. They argue about finances, about land, about everything. And it just so happens that some of those persons that were in that past Lands Committee form part of the Neighborhood Watch. And because they want to launch an attack on these people, they're attacking everything that is done by the Neighborhood Watch, including the work at this park. And then it's just a malicious intent that they have. And they have many other land they could subdivide. They have area right by the eco park. There's a little opening by the water. They could go subdivide that and get the same amount of lots, or maybe more than what they will get out of this. But it's just a real malicious intent that they are doing.
Ayuso today also clarified that contrary to some speculation, Area Representative Honorable Kevin Bernard was not part of the decision to have the land subdivided, and he is simply now stepping in to act as a sort of mediator in this ongoing situation.
Well, we did reach out to the minister too, because he's our area rep. We reach out to him for everything. And I must say, I want to rule out every single rumor that is out there. Some people are out there saying that the minister had the idea to subdivide. Some people are saying the minister is getting the land. Some people, no. Minister, we reached out to him to mediate, and that is what he is doing. Minister didn't make a part of that decision. It was done by Lands Committee and the people at that meeting. And Minister has not taken any side. He's not taking anybody's side. He's being a neutral mediator, and he's looking at what are the legalities of it, you know, who stands to follow what is rule and regulation and who is going against what is wrong. And these things take time. So he hasn't given us any word, but it's not a decision that came anywhere from the minister. So I just want to put that on record.
Do you have a timeline in sight in terms of when you would get expecting a response from the Lands Committee, or when is it appropriate time to take further action?
Well, they are insisting on subdividing. We haven't asked them to have a sit down with them yet, but I think we should. I'm going to reach out to people for natural resources so that they could be present to guide, and other people who are environmentalists to be there, no? Because it's not only natural resources but the environment we are seeking to save. No? Climate change is real. Global warming is real. And the only way we could survive and brighten our future is if we plant more trees. And we do need the green areas. We do need recreational areas that are green, with trees, with good oxygen, and safe environment for children to play in. We do need that.
And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Attention farmers. The New World screwworm is a serious threat to livestock, pets, wildlife, and humans. It causes yield losses, damages the quality of meat and skins, and can even kill them if left untreated. Check your animals daily. If you see any wounds on them, treat them immediately. Prevention is key. Apply approved healing and fly repellents to the navel of newborn animals after dehorning, ear tagging, or any other practice that leaves wounds on your animals to ensure your animals' well-being. If you notice worms in unusual wounds, report them immediately. Call Baja at 824-4872 or text or WhatsApp 670-7003 or call your nearest Ministry of Agriculture office. And don't forget, never transport or receive animals with injuries. Together, we will prevent the spread of this dangerous disease. This message was brought to you by BAHA, OIRSA, AICA, USDA, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise.
Name's Tyson. Welcome to Tulsa.
Dive into an adventure like never before with Express Plus app. Experience the thrill of power and redemption with Tulsa King.
This situation is not going to be controllable for much longer.
Unlock the secrets of the supernatural with a discovery of witches. Enter the epic saga of Yellowstone.
I'm ready. Who runs this valley?
Tap into your inner warrior with Marvel's Iron Fist.
How many times a night you light that fist up?
All these incredible stories and more are ready for you with the Express Plus app, streaming entertainment.
The Belize Port Authority BPA, under the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy and Logistics and the International Merchant Marine Registry of Belize, recently participated in two critical international climate meetings convened by the International Maritime Organization. The 19th session of the Intersessional Working Group on the Reduction of Greenhouse Gas Emissions from Ships and the 83rd session of the Marine Environment Protection Committee. These sessions were held at the IMO headquarters in London, United Kingdom. Belize's delegation was represented by BBA's Lawrence Thompson, Chairman Keelan Young, Acting Ports Commissioner, and Jada Sutherland, Project and Research Officer, all representatives of the Belize Port Authority. They were joined by Anique Sabal, Technical Seafarers Manager at the International Merchant Marine Registry of Belize, and Major Lloyd Jones, Technical Consultant. Belize has assumed a leadership role on behalf of a bloc of Caribbean IMO member states, ensuring the region's unified voice is heard in the ongoing negotiations on maritime climate regulation. This leadership is made possible through the Caribbean Shipping Lanes Project, housed at the Sherrod Raphael Center of the University of the West Indies, with support from the United Nations Foundation. BPA's active participation in IMO negotiations reinforces Belize's national commitment to sustainable maritime governance and its strategic interest in addressing the global climate crisis. Belize's presence at these sessions underscores the country's unwavering commitment to ensuring that our national interests and those of the wider Caribbean region are actively represented and defended in international climate policy making. The Clearwater Marine Aquarium Research Institute, CMARI, has announced a significant new partnership with the Government of Canada, securing a grant from the Local Engagement Action Fund, LEAF, aimed at bolstering climate change and marine conservation initiatives in Belize. The 18-month grant, worth $48,812, about 70,000 Belize dollars, will empower CMARI's local chapter, CMARI Belize, to enhance sustainability efforts within the Gales Point Wildlife Sanctuary. Jamal Galvez, CMARI Belize's program coordinator and research scientist, expressed gratitude for the support. The project aims to tackle multiple goals, including expanding seagrass monitoring and mangrove restoration efforts, launching a regenerative agroforestry project, and conducting data collection on the endangered Greater Caribbean manatee through tagging and tracking initiatives. Additionally, enhancing climate change education is a priority, particularly focusing on engaging youth and women in these activities. The Gales Point Wildlife Sanctuary, an essential habitat for endangered species and a cultural stronghold for the Maroon Creole community, faces acute challenges from climate change, including rising sea levels and habitat degradation. The new project will specifically address these issues by expanding monitoring of seagrass health and restoring mangrove habitats across 10 key sites to bolster carbon sequestration and marine biodiversity, launching sustainable livelihood initiatives for youth to promote reforestation, and enhance local incomes through regenerative practices. Engaging youth in climate awareness through workshops that emphasize the importance of environmental preservation. Celicia Guy, conservation biologist at Samari Belize, emphasized the project's significance for Gales Point Village, a marginalized coastal community of around 296 residents. By directly engaging youth and community members, we hope to create lasting change in the region's approach to climate resilience and biodiversity conservation. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, April 16th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.